My name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. All the kids in school will run in fear and hide. From the wrath of my power, they will know who I am.
Those images from inside the high school showing the moments leading up to that deadly rampage and a series of apparent security failures by police and school officials.
Images obtained by ABC station WPLG after the deadly shootings. They are difficult, and they are a reminder of the students and teachers who had to dive under desks and into closets to survive. 17 did not.
First obtained by ABC affiliate WPLG. It shows Cruz was attending a school for emotionally and behaviorally disabled students in 2015. Administrators noting while he was making progress at the alternative school, he was reported to be distracted by inappropriate conversations of his peers if the topic is about guns, people being killed, or the armed forces.
Possible shots fired at Stoneman Douglas High School.
This morning, chilling images and 911 calls from the Parkland massacre, painting a timeline of terror. 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz seen here loading an AR-15 in the hallway of Stoneman Douglas High School as a frightened freshman walks past. The Sun-Sentinel reporting that according to that freshman, Cruz telling him, "You'd better get out of here, things are going to start getting messy." Moments later, Cruz killing 17 students and staff.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
The release of surveillance videos and audio, all part of a scathing draft report from a Florida State Commission, shining a light on a host of fateful security missteps.
If we can't protect our children in schools, then who can we protect?
Doors unlocked, the gates open, allowing Cruz to get inside undetected.
He got into the 1200 building because that door was unlocked and unstaffed, and that we say that that is a security failure.
A campus security monitor failing to call a code red after seeing Cruz carrying a rifle bag.
Cruz wanted to be the next school shooter. His motive was that simple.
Take a look at this new cell phone video obtained by Local 10 News, which appears to show accused shooter Nicholas Cruz in a fight. A student tells us Cruz, wearing a white t-shirt, was fighting with several others in the courtyard at Stoneman Douglas High School on September 20th, 2016. The same date school records we cross-checked show Cruz was suspended for fighting.
Student Ariana Lopez says the fight was over a girl Cruz briefly dated.
He would hit her, he would threaten her.
Cruz eventually expelled after the fight, but Lopez says she and her friends had made multiple reports to school officials before the fight, alerting them to alarming behavior from Cruz.
He texted them, threatening them, saying he was going to kill them and their friends and their families, that he was going to use the guns that he owned.
And now the couple who took Cruz into their home last November after his mother died of the flu, breaking their silence.
We had rules, and he followed every rule to the T. And he was very polite. He seemed normal.
James and Kimberly Sneed say they never saw what his former neighbors did, cruelty and killing of animals, or those Instagram posts showing Cruz holding a pistol and another a large knife.
There's no way I'd let anybody in my house if I thought he was torturing animals at all. And if we'd known anything about the Instagram accounts, he wouldn't have even been in our home.
The Sneeds owned guns and knew Cruz had his own guns, but say they were locked away.
Before he moved in, one of the stipulations is he had to get a gun safe. And we got a gun safe on the way back from Lantana from moving his stuff to our house.
Cruz had legally purchased 7 guns, including an AK-47 and the AR-15 allegedly used in the massacre.
From the start, there were red flags. A student's mother said that he also bragged about killing animals.
Just kill me.
All right, when you tried to kill yourself with alcohol, your mom was still alive. What were you depressed about back then?
Loneliness.
Loneliness?
Loneliness.
Friends? No friends? Or what kind of loneliness? I mean, everybody gets lonely.
Solitude.
Solitude? You don't have a lot of friends?
No.
Okay. All right, you go to the hospital, the doctors clear you. And you're talking about demons. What are the demons?
The voices.
Well, tell me about it. What are the voices about?
It's another voice, the evil side.
Okay. And how long has that voice been going on?
Years.
Okay. When did it start, you think? When your mom passed?
It started getting worse when my mom passed.
Okay. Did it start how many years before your mom passed, do you think?
When my father died.
Okay. Did you ever tell anybody about the voice? Never? And what does the voice say to you? Well, what does it tell you to do?
Burn, kill, destroy.
You've learned the Broward Sheriff's Office got over 20 calls about 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz over the last few years. So many former neighbors remember the trouble.
The police were in the driveway a lot.
Now the Department of Children and Families petitioning to release reports they have on Cruz. The public defender confirming Cruz was taking medication but at some point stopped, which should have been a flag. Then this bombshell. Someone called the FBI tip line to warn them about Cruz back on January 5th, giving details about Cruz's guns, his desire to kill people, erratic behavior, and disturbing social media posts. That tip, though, never made it to Miami's FBI field office.
Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel described Cruz's online profiles and accounts as very, very disturbing. They contain pictures and posts of him with a variety of weapons, including long knives, a shotgun, a pistol, and a BB gun. Police said that he held extremist views, social media accounts that were thought to be linked to him containing anti-black and anti-Muslim slurs. YouTube comments linked to him include, quote, "I want to die fighting, killing a shit ton of people," unquote. Threats against police officers and Antifa, an intent to mimic the University of Texas Tower shooting. Cruz was a supporter of Donald Trump, with his personal Instagram showing him wearing a Make America Great Again baseball cap.
From his gun ownership, to his desire to kill people, to the potential of him conducting a school shooting. Perhaps if they'd looked, they would have discovered this footage taken by a former neighbor and said to show Cruz practicing taking shots in his yard last year.
A neighbor said his mother would call the police over to his house to try to talk some sense into him.
Location is Stone Douglas in Parkland, Florida.
We hear the video that prosecutors play for the court.
Today is the day that it all begins.
That's Nicholas Cruz. In his own words, he covers his ears in the courtroom, not wanting to hear his voice.
You're all going to die.
On February 14th, 2018, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz opened fire on students and staff at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, killing 17 people and injuring 17 others.
He keeps his head down and just keeps walking in circles, over and over, rinse and repeat until he stops in his tracks and has some words with the guard. Sergeant Raymond Beltran claims he told Nicholas Cruz to stop dragging his sandals. There's no audio to this clip, but we see Cruz flip him the bird, something changes, something happens, when he takes a second and then attacks.
Lunges at the sergeant, he hits the sergeant, he pulls the sergeant, throws him onto the floor.
Cruz was charged with assault and battery because of this. The video only goes downhill from there. The two keep fighting as Beltran tries to get the upper hand.
Eventually, during the struggle, attempts to remove a taser that was strapped onto the sergeant's side.
You heard right. In that video, you see Cruz remove the taser. It goes off, but no one's hit. The two get up and keep fighting. No one is seen running in to help. Eventually, Cruz is seen walking away to take a breather before responding to commands and getting down on the ground, placed in cuffs, and taken away. Attorneys for Nicholas Cruz have been fighting to keep this video out of the courts. They claim Beltran has actually been antagonizing their client, calling the sergeant's character into question in court as well. Authorities revealing that he was arrested in March for driving under the influence while on official BSO business.
So he's here from Florida, Broward County Sheriff's Deputy here to pick up a prisoner.
You taking me to jail for you?
I'm taking you to jail, man. I'm taking you to the breathalyzer to a precinct.
Video shows Beltran in Washington State, where he was to transport a prisoner. Authorities say the sergeant had a blood alcohol level nearly twice the legal limit.
I don't know. I guess I feel like strongly, like about this situation.
Andrew Bryant spent 9 days in the Broward County Jail on drug-related charges. 3 of those days, Bryant spent watching suspected Parkland shooter Nicholas Cruz in the jail infirmary. Bryant could see Cruz.
I don't know. I don't think he was looking at anybody, like just looking down and just like laying down, looking at the roof.
Hear Cruz.
I think he was just like scared, to be honest.
Cruz sleeps a lot, eats infrequently, makes little eye contact with anyone, often sits with a blank stare, appears to be in thought.
He was just like lost in his mind.
The deputies write Cruz is cooperative, logical, and coherent. One night he requested to read a Bible. We know that one occasion when he met with his attorney, he was, quote, responsive to interview, shaking his head, nodding or agreeing, forward or engaging with the conversation.
Is there anything else that either side wishes to add to the record or present at this time?
I believe Mr. Cruz wanted to make a statement to the court and to the victims present in the courtroom.
Okay.
May I take off my mask?
Sure.
I am very sorry for what I did, and I have to live with it every day. And that if I were to get a second chance, I will do everything in my power to try to help others. And I am doing this for you, and I do not care if you do not believe me. And I love you, and I know you don't believe me, but I have to live with this every day. And it brings me nightmares, and I can't live with myself sometimes. But I try to push through because I know that's what you guys would want me to do. I hate drugs, and I believe this country would do better if everyone would stop smoking marijuana and doing all these drugs and causing racism and violence out in the streets. I'm sorry, and I can't even watch TV anymore. And I'm trying my best to maintain my composure, and I just want you to know I'm really sorry. And I hope you give me a chance to try to help others. If I believe it's your decision to decide where I go and whether I live or die. Not the jury's. I believe it's your decision. I'm sorry.